Hey guys, what's up? This is NGS and welcome back to VEDA. VEDA stands for Vlog Every Day in April or Video Every Day in April, and we are on day numero 25. Again, I apologize for the really late upload for those of you guys who are watching this when this goes up. It's just been a very long day, and I try to get the VEDA videos up as quickly as possible, but in most cases they end up on borderline the next day. So anyway, for today's episode of VEDA, I really had no idea what I wanted to talk about. I pretty much have the last week of episodes planned out for each and every single day. But for today and tomorrow, I have really no idea whatsoever. So we're just going to wing it. In the past couple of weeks, I have been making more of an attempt to try to finish up my backlog of video games. Actually, I think that's what I'm going to make tomorrow's episode. Games in my collection that I am so ashamed that I have not put any time in whatsoever. But for today's episode, I know I just teased that. I'm like, what the heck's going on here, man? For today's episode, I want to talk to you guys about, I want to see what you guys think about this. When you're playing a certain video game, what do you guys do? When you have a backlog of games, like let's say there's 4+ games that you really want to play, what do you do? Do you do where you take one video game and you just marathon it 100% as much as possible and then move on to the next game? Or do you do what I do, where, let's say, for example, one game that I'm playing on and off is Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PlayStation 4. I'm playing this in addition to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair on the PlayStation Vita, or Danganronpa 2. I know someone's going to correct me in the comment section again. I'm playing both of those games in addition to trying to tackle some indie games on Steam. Now, obviously, as you guys are aware, that is me playing multiple games at the same time, and I'm really not technically making progress in the grand scheme of things because I'm not finishing those games at once. You see, when it comes to me and playing games, this is probably what's my downfall and why my backlog keeps growing, in addition to all of the sales that go out there. When it comes to me is that I can't really marathon particular games for whatever reason. I remember growing up when I was a kid, I was easily able to marathon a Dragon Ball Z game or a Zelda game or a Naruto game, just any game in general, mainly because I would be playing that game consistently for weeks on end. But as I got older and I started to be able to purchase games myself, there was just a lot of things that I took into account when buying games. You know, I took into account the price, and the price is one of the biggest things that really killed me because I ended up buying a lot of games because they were just so dirt cheap. Whereas people would buy a $60 game and they would play that game in its entirety, then trade it in for the next $60 game. I'd wait for that $60 game to drop down in price to like $20, and then I see a bunch of them for $20 and I buy them. That's what I did on Black Friday. But in the grand scheme of things, for whatever reason, I can't seem to marathon games like I used to. I remember even like 4 or 5 years ago, I was playing the first and the second Mass Effect, and I was getting really far in both of them. And I chunked hours upon hours upon hours in them. I dedicated so much time to that franchise. But ever since then, you know, outside of like, let's say, a Japanese RPG like Tales or something like that, I really don't marathon games too much. What I happen to do is, I guess I have ADD, where I just, or is it ADD or ADHD? I don't know. I think it's ADHD, where I just jump from one game to another because I don't want to get so engrossed in that game when I'm playing it for like 6 hours and then not really want to go back to it the next day. So what I've started doing is like playing 2 hours of Grand Theft Auto 5, and then after that I would hop to Danganronpa and I would play that for a bit, and then I would hop to something like Bastion on Steam. And while in the grand scheme of things, I'm not making much progress in the game, I feel better as a gamer because I'm getting more variety out of my games. I feel that I don't spend too much time in one genre to the point where once I finish that, I want to play something in that particular genre again. Take, for example, the open world games that I have right now. I have Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4, and at the same time, I have Watch Dogs. Both of them are open world games, and while they are both vastly different, it just is kind of hard to jump from one open world game to another open world game. It's kind of hard to jump from one Japanese RPG to another Japanese RPG unless there are like varying big major differences. You know, if one's real-time combat, one's, you know, turn-based combat, stuff like that. But I just, for whatever reason, can't marathon games like I used to. I can't sit down and chunk like 60, 70 hours into a game and then not feel fatigued and not want to play any other game. I feel like playing 2 to 3 hours of different genres for me is more effective. And while I don't finish the games in a timely fashion like all the other people are, so when people are talking about how this game was just so amazing and awesome and they finished it and they were so proud, I'm just over here like, yeah, I'm still halfway through. I don't know, that's just me. But hey, it's life, as the Hachians say, do whatever the fuck you want to do. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. For me to you for now. I know that sounded really redundant right there. I'm a GS signing out. Post down below in the comment section what you guys think about that particular topic. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.